Hey everyone, this is Nem. Coming at you with a Stormgate video to explain how the ranking system works in Stormgate. We have here my alt account here that I was just doing some rank testing. Yeah, there's that game audio, right? So, how these ranks work is that you have points and MMR. These are essentially the same thing, but one is a solidified, more sure number, and one is a little bit more liquid, little more fluid. This is how the system understands what it knows you to be at for skill level, but it entertains the possibility that it could be wrong or that you could be changing your skill level. And so that's where your MMR is at. MMR is probably, in some cases, more accurate than your points, but your points are where you're actually at, and the system takes a long time to kind of reconcile these two numbers. I don't think you'll ever see your points really higher than your MMR, right? So let's say that you're a 673 bronze 3 player, that's where you're at, that's where you're fighting, but you've been winning a lot lately. It's going to say, I knew before that he was bronze 3, but he's been winning a lot lately. Maybe he's not bronze 3, but to protect the integrity of the overall ranking system, let's keep him at bronze 3 for now and see how he continues to play. And as you play, your MMR will go up and up and up the more you win. And the greater the difference between your points and your MMR, so if your points are low and your MMR is high, you'll start gaining more points from your wins until eventually you'll start cascading your way out of your rank. Now, the closer these get together, the fewer points you'll get. And this is going to feel really bad when you first start playing because you'll get a lot of points at first when your account is new, like 100 points per win or even more. And then it's going to slow down all the way down until you're getting 2 points per win, or 4 points per win, or 6 points per win. And it can take a long time. Let's say you're at the bottom of bronze 3 and you've got to climb all the way to silver. It can take 50 games, 70 games, 100 games, even if you have like a 65% win rate, because the system really isn't confident that you're ready to move on. You have to really prove it, and it takes time. So that's really how the ranking system works for moving up and moving down ranks. It's kind of the same thing, whereas like sometimes you'll lose a game and you won't lose any points because your MMR is so much higher than your points that it's saying, well, yeah, you lost, but like we didn't really expect you to win anyways because it's just your MMR that's high. It's not your points. Like we know you're a lower rank. So when you prove us right, when you prove the system right by losing a higher MMR match, it's not really that concerned about it. But as your MMR and your points start to get more closely aligned, that's when you're going to start to see yourself losing points. So that's how the ranking system will work in 1v1. Now let's kind of cover the ranks themselves because there's a lot here and I had a lot of questions, so I'm sure a lot of other people do. These are, for the most part, the rank thresholds, okay? So initiates are new accounts up here, right? And you have to get through these initiate ranks to get into bronze, and it's pretty forgiving. You really don't lose points, and sometimes if you like just quit a game outright, you'll still gain points. I remember quitting my first 5 games on a alt account, and I gained like 40 points just losing. So initiate's pretty forgiving until you get to about initiate 2. Whoops, I moved this. Oh no. Once you get to initiate 2, that kind of stops happening, and you can actually get stuck at initiate 2 forever. You can get stuck at initiate 1 forever. So you'll see, man, this is bothering me now that it's misaligned. You'll see that the difference in the ranks is that you have this basic icon, then you maintain that basic icon, but it looks a little more worn, a little more embroidered, like just some indents and stuff like that. And then you get the wings on the rank when you're like the top of your class. You know what I mean? So initiatives for new accounts and for players at the bottom of the ladder. You can get stuck in these ranks forever. These are real ranks. They're not placements. And there are no placement games per se in Stormgate. It probably takes roughly anywhere from like 8 to 15, 8 to 20 games maybe for it to figure out what your MMR most likely will be, and then actually place you out of initiate. So actually get through those 666 points into bronze. But it's very fluid and it can give you like a very very quick escalation early on. depending on how you do. But there's no real placement games. You actually have to get these points up. You'll just shoot up really fast as you fight opponents. I mean, as early as your second game, you might fight gold players, right? Because you start at 1500 MMR. So my first game on my real account was against a bronze 3, and I won. And then it put me up against like a gold 1 or gold. I think it was gold 3 or gold 1. I don't remember. So that's how it works. So, anyways, new accounts, initiates. Then you go to bronze. Bronze can be a slog. It's like, I mean, getting to silver from 666 points to 1300, it can take a long time, especially if you bomb your early games like I did. So I was down here in bronze 3, climbed all the way up into silver. I have question marks next to the ones where I validated that this MMR number will get you into the rank, but that it might be less than that number. This might not be the lowest number into the rank, but this will guarantee you that you are silver 2. If you're at 1402, it's probably more like 1380 or 1390 or something to get into silver 2, because silver 1 can be reached at 1411, so 1375 or 78 or something like that even. And then 1411 for silver 1, 1456. So you'll see that the numbers are a lot less here, right? Like from 1456, 1473, 1500. These numbers aren't totally accurate, but we have more accurate numbers later. Platinum 3, 1546, 1592, 1620. And now these numbers are more accurate. So look at the difference, right? So the lowest Diamond 3 that I could find was 1678. And the lowest Diamond 2 is 1689. The difference is much smaller. I think you might be able to go um, lower than 1678, but these are the actual thresholds from Diamond 2 onwards. They're not like, yeah, there's a player there, right? So 1756, 1689. Look at the difference, right? It's not as high as in these bronze. So your games are going to get harder, but your total rank points needed drastically decreases drastically. So it really is the hardest in the beginning, but as you get better, as you get into your ranks, you'll rank up and down a lot more quickly. And then you've got 1689, 1758 for these diamond players. Masters starts at 1885. Masters 2 at 1935, and then 2022 for Masters 1. We don't have a Grandmaster rank right now. Right now, we have a 500 player leaderboard, which let me see if I can bring that up for you right here. So this is a good resource for you, untapped.gg/en for English, and then this is the English leaderboard, stormgate.untapped.gg, and you can see the threshold. You can check out your own profile, for example. I suspect these top 500 players down the road, this will be the Grandmaster leaderboard, these top 500. I think that's similar to maybe how StarCraft 2 does it. But for right now, there's just no Grandmaster rank. So that's where we're working right now for the ranking system. That is how it works. You can see players as low as 38 wins and 28 losses in Diamond 2, or you can see someone that has like 169, 142. It really is a mixed bag right now, and it'll probably change at some point. But that's it for me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.